lining up to see some of the best professional players in the game. Austin versus Salt Lake on tap. Let me show you how these teams got here. Houston took down Madison earlier. They will play Omaha tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. The winner of this one will face Atlanta. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Kevin Wong. And Kevin, this matchup is a rematch of an epic battle we saw a few weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe one of the best matches of the season. This is a 3-2 set advantage for Salt Lake City. Austin had it in control, but Salt Lake City making a big push towards the end. The storyline was about the opposites, and Skylar Fields, in her second season as a professional, is really making big strides. And as she has improved, so has this Salt Lake City team. She goes high off the hand. She's got all the shots and a lot of confidence to boot.
Skylar Fields will be set by two-time Olympic medalist Jordan Poulter. On the other side, more opposite excellence.
Madison Skinner can touch heights that no one else can in the world. Fresh off so much success, two-time national champion at University of Texas Austin, has creativity, has power, the complete package.
Austin loaded. If you're a University of Texas Longhorn fan, you're going to recognize a lot of these names, including National Player of the Year, Logan Eggleston. Look at those fans fired up. They know an opportunity to see the very best in the world. Austin will have first serve. And there'll be another former Longhorn, Sage Kahai-Torres, serve. Immediately to the middle.
When I watch Serena Gray play, I think of the word ballistic. She just bounces off the floor, and there's not a grace, there is a physicality.
Ronnie Jones-Perry serving. One of the better serves in the league she has. And there she is, best middle blocker in the world from this last Olympics game, Chiaka Obagu in the front middle.
And Obagu putting up big numbers, the best blocker of the league so far, but starting it off offensively.
Heavy. Talking about the blocking, it's pretty sweet. Tell us about the scouting report for this match, Kevin.
You know, with Salt Lake City, you know what you're going to get. Jordan Poulter, she is going to run a 5-1. Across the way, we've seen a little 5-1 from this Austin team, as well as 6-2. Skylar Fields creating her Fields of Dream. And on the other side, we just saw it. Madison Skinner, the #1 blocker in love on the right side.
Score is 2-2. Skylar Fields had a little chat with her earlier today, and she said she's played some opposite on and off. She thinks it's her best path to 2028 Olympic Games as well, is to play on that opposite. So we've got two opposites, both striving for that position on the national team.
Right. And also, a re-emergent Jordan Thompson, who's staking her claim and saying, hey, don't forget about me. I was the star of the Tokyo Olympic Games. I came in and did a lot of good things for Team USA with the silver medal.
And she had a terrific match just a few hours ago for Houston. Fields too hot to handle.
And that swing to me really exemplifies this maturity of Skylar Fields. She jumps high, but it was an 80% swing. Hits the side of the ball, really cuffs it, and it's more about location than velocity.
Little ball tipped maybe too high for Kojima, one of the best liberos out of Japan. OT, baby. Logan Eggleston over the top.
I mean, this team just so full of offensive threats, every single position. Their challenge throughout the year has been first reception, taking care of that pass. If they can pass, really hard to stop this team.
Madison Skinner serve, well passed. A little bit of congestion. Tama Miyashiro, head coach of Salt Lake, really enjoying her first stint as a head coach, two-time National Defensive Player of the Year, spent a lot of time coaching. We talk about all these Olympians. She was one of the assistant coaches for the Olympics. Back. Asia O'Neal hammers it away. Michaela Chester, the third member of our team. What do you have, Michaela?
Salt Lake head coach Tama Miyashiro told me that the message before the game was to build off of last week. Even though they lost, they had some good momentum to carry into tonight. The biggest thing she wants to see is service pressure. She's trying to hit sidelines and mix depth, Anne-Marie, and also get the offense going early, which has been a struggle for them.
Good stuff for us to keep our eye on. How about their defense, Kevin? That's going early.
And the return of Haley Washington missed a lot of the season with some injury bugs, but stepping up big last week. And take a look at her, the heart and soul of this Salt Lake City block.
Washington now behind the service line. Good serve. Oh my! Sage Khan is worse. Why does the setter always win the joust?
So they get way more reps, and they understand the fact that it's not who pushes first, it's who pushes last. Has patience, lets it go through, and then delays that push till right at the very end.
Gray, dug by O'Neal. Kaboom! Out of the backcourt. That's Danny Drews, former star from Utah.
And if Eggleston is the X factor for this Austin team, I'd say Danny Drews is for Salt Lake City. Has had some monster matches, and if she can put that together, very dangerous team and balances out the offense.
Trouble. Here's a free ball. Salt Lake unable to convert on the free ball, but blocking, set up hard.
There's blocks, and then there's straight down stuffies, and we've seen a couple of them Salt Lake, and that will take the wind out of your sails if you're a hitter. Look for some tips from this Austin team coming up.
That'll be interesting, right? Because you don't want to let that happen, but will they get in your head? Skinner. Opposite hitting from the backcourt in the middle of the court.
And that experience she had playing outside hitter at Texas gives her a lot more versatility and range in the back row.
Kahina Torres unable to make that one work. And if you're new to the international game, well, let us introduce you to Marco Bonita. Spent a lot of his career coaching men. He says, look, it's all volleyball. There's no difference.
Yeah.
First Italian coach to win world championship, too. Anna Hawk of Sweden. Struck down the middle. Kojima passing nails. I'm a little surprised they're serving it to Kojima. We'll see. Attacking the hands is Logan Eggleston.
Such a theme. We've talked to so many of these young hitters. They have gotten by with a lot of athleticism over the years, but when you get to this new level, that's not enough.
Zoe Jarvis sets her former teammate Skinner. From the backcourt. That's the thing about going for high hands. When you miss, it looks like a bad miss, but we understand she was trying to get the touch off the top of the block.
But you still question the decision a little bit, right? Anna Hawk, she's out here for passing. She's out here for defense, a glue-type player. I don't know if you want to go to her on a perfect pass when you've got so many other options.
Serena Gray serving. Perfect pass. Chiako Bagu.
Coaches always tell their middles, get up early. And Obagu, she's jumping way before this ball gets here. So no chance on the other side for Haley Washington. The ball's hit the ground before she's even leaving the floor.
Here's Haley Washington up front. Go behind the fields. Drews. Left hand on the left side. It's a little unusual. You don't see it a bunch. What's difficult about defending somebody like Danny Drews?
Exactly what you said. You don't see it very often. The difficult part, though, is it's a really tough set. It's got to go past the shoulder. It's got to be a little bit more flary. Makes sense that someone like Jordan Poulter could handle the assignment.
Double sub for Salt Lake means that Tamaki Matsui, setter from Japan, comes in along with Heidi Casanova out of Cuba. Casanova, number 33 on the right. Has a cannon of an arm. Here's Drews going towards the middle. Looks like a little communication error for Austin. Here's Casanova's first swing. Wow, it's still in play. Eggleston, Matsui, couple of great digs. Skinner, it's up. Her name is Kojima. Woo! Eggleston puts it away, but not without a lot of effort.
Arguably the best libero in the world. Highlight reel waiting to happen. Does it once there. 43-second long rally. Straight down the line, she's there. So many of these liberos, they're in the right position. That's half the battle. What do you do before the contact? All those reps, all that memory. What are people's tendencies?
Manami Kojima is going to become a fan favorite. There's a block, and it's Carly Lloyd serving that ball.
And early on from both teams, we're seeing the 6-2.
We'll step away. Austin, slight lead, 12-10.
Valentine's Day to my man. Happy Valentine's Day to all of my teammates. Love you guys so much.
Happy Valentine's Day to my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and my boyfriend.
Happy Valentine's Day to all the single people out there.
Honey, you're doing your hair so beautifully. Does that mean you forgive me?
I'll try. I mean, you were only, what was it, 2 hours late?
About 1 and 45 minutes.
It's okay. I've already told Dad. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell him.
You said forgive you. You didn't say don't tell anyone. So, pick one.
Okay, baby, let's go. You're done.
It's time to hoop anyways.
Yeah, not yet. I love you. So get them.
League One Volleyball is presented by Adidas and by Love Finals, where the first League One Volleyball champion will be crowned. Join us April 10th, 11th, and 13th at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. Tickets are now on sale. Go to lovfinals.com for more details. If this is the first match you're seeing out of this classic, we have something really exciting to tell you about, the Super Point.
Yeah, double down, just like you do on the blackjack table. You can press the red button. And we've seen it lightly used in the first match. I think we're gonna see some people rolling the dice here in the second. That thing looks formidable.
I know, there's the button, and the deal is this. When you call for a super point before the point is played, whoever wins that point, whether it's you or the opposing team, they get 2 points. You have to call it before 22 points in the set, though. And we saw both strategies. We saw it early, used by Matt Ferber against Madison.
And we talked to Tama Miyashiro today after serving passes. She said she was gonna test around with it, didn't really know how it was gonna work, and she thought that she might use it early situation as well.
Yeah, that way, her theory is if it doesn't work out for you, you've got some time to make up that difference. Julianne Fawcett with the hit. You mentioned it right before break. Both teams running a 6-2. For Austin, that means Carly Lloyd and Julianne Fawcett coming in. And of course, we already talked about Matsui and Casanova for Salt Lake. Oh, there she is. Big bang from Logan Eggleston.
And for this Austin team, we've seen this 6-2 quite a bit, right? Because they've got maybe the two best setters that have a lot of parity. This is not something we've seen from Salt Lake City very often.
No, we've seen it a little bit, but not fully. But, you know, Haiti Casanova is so undeniable at times. And when she catches hot, there's Asia O'Neal. Another one with her eyes on 2028. That's the thing that's so incredible about this league.
Yeah.
It is current Olympians, past Olympians, and a lot of people who expect to be or hope to be future Olympians.
Yeah, it's interesting. We got to have lunch with Tom Hogan, who's the head of player talent. And he said, hey, this year the big push was the Love Six. Next year it might be an intergalactic six coming from all over the world.
I believe it.
90% of the athletes re-signed already.
Isn't that exciting? It says a lot. And the other thing about that, too, is that these athletes have big-time offers overseas, and they chose to play in the United States.
Yeah, it's known that the top two leagues, Italy and Turkey, and the majority of the athletes here for Love got offers from either one or both of those and turned them down to stay here in the United States and build something special.
And indeed it is. Asia O'Neal, serve. Right back, we're not done. Now we're done. And of course it's Obagu. You know what, we need to tell people what's at stake, because we're not just playing for fun here, we're playing for cold hard cash.
Yeah, nearly $200,000. There is the prize money, as well as some individual prizes as well.
Yeah, the Love Classic MVP gets an extra 10 grand. Haiti Casanova. It goes beyond, it's out, and Tama Miyashiro says, not so fast, my friend. She is challenging. Was there a touch?
Tell you also, she got the memo about Valentine's Day, right? A lot of us missed the memo, but
I know.
Loud and proud, my Hawaiian friend.
Do you see something here, a touch?
And the tricky part is it could be the front row. It could also look like the defender in the back, Fields.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't the blocker up front.
That was O'Neal actually in the back, yeah.
Wasn't the blocker. It must have been the person playing defense in the back, Skylar Fields. Actually, said they called a touch, but they're saying it wasn't a touch.
Yeah, no touch by Asia O'Neal. Ball doesn't lie. Marco Bonita is asking, hey, now they are going to challenge. So Austin is going to challenge in out. A reminder that each coach gets 2 challenges per set. If you win the challenge, for example, if this call gets reversed and it's in, Marco Bonita will have 2 challenges remaining. If he loses it, only 1.
Looks out to my old eyes.
Easier to see from the sideline, but it is indeed out. So Bonita has 1 challenge remaining and 1 super point remaining if he chooses to use it.
And so does Tama Miyashiro. I can't wait for the day. It's going to happen where the crowd starts chanting super point.
Right? Yes.
Super point.
This is the first time that we're playing it in this country, but that's not true internationally. We've seen it in a few other countries, including India. I love it. I think it really has some investment from the fans. Clearing up a little bit of a discussion at the scorer's table for the moment. What do you love about the super point?
What do I like about it? I think there's a little bit more games theory. I think there's a little bit more coach decision making if it's done right. And I love the fact that you got to risk it for the biscuit.
I love the way it looks. How about that for simple?
What's the button though? I feel like there's a lot of buttons there.
There's a lot of buttons. Just take the whole thing up and throw it on the court. Super point.
So, make some noise if you're here cheering for Love Austin!
You've talked about some of the gamesmanship while we're double checking some things at the scorer's table. We'll see how it plays out. Back in action, Poulter serve. Uh-oh, it's tight. Lloyd. And following through into the net was Chiako Obagu's hand. Point Salt Lake. Even.
Then you see the net at the end, but what you don't see, tight pass, turns into a tough set, turns into a point. It's really that ripple effect. First contact, so key.
Better pass this time. Set a little low for Obagu. Poulter goes back to Drews. Just tries a little tenderness in the hole.
That play was so sophisticated because Skylar Fields is supposed to be out on the right. She clears space. Danny Drews fills it. It's like fast break basketball, NBA style right there.
It's enough for Marco Bonita to call a timeout, too.
Timeout call by Love Austin.
Volleyball fans, it's time for tonight's merch of the match. Tonight we're featuring all of the team jerseys, and these items help you show your support for your favorite Love team in their inaugural season. Get your replica jersey.
Locked at 16.
Make a big move, y'all. If you jump in the middle, make a big move.
Really like short space between you and the antenna.
Good coverage.
Got a good look there at Bruno Chateau, the assistant coach. It's really interesting. He's the fiery one. Tama Miyashiro brings some of that ice, a little more chill. Great balance, coaching staff of Salt Lake City.
Poulter's serve goes back. Fawcett with the first swing. Unable to be contained, and Austin is a close one, inching back and forth. That super point could create some distance.
Hawk, one of those athletes from Italy A1 division last year, and now we're seeing the return of Skinner, the return of Kaha Torres.
And that 6-2 offense. There are 8 substitutions per set. So you run through your substitutions much faster in this pro league than you do in collegiate volleyball.
And the advantage of running a 6-2, you're always gonna have 3 front row hitters. The disadvantage, some of the flow, right? You have to go sit on the side and then come back in and make a tough serve or make a tough set.
No good. What is it? I know that you saw Sage Kahaina Torres very young. She was in Hawaii where you coach and live. What was special about her back then?
So strong, so relentless, great hard work ethic. Her father, Malo Torres, they spent a lot of time doing beach runs at Waimanalo Beach in the deep sands.
I loved that play. Kahaina Torres, back court, she jumps up like she's going to play it. She can't, but it threw Serena Gray off enough.
Little smoke and mirrors, right?
Yeah, that's so satisfying for her and so infuriating for Gray.
The old banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, there we go. If the pass is good, I would set Gray just to help her get that aggression out.
Finish up that story. Kahaina Torres' brother, Houston, is actually just signed to go be an offensive lineman at Nebraska. So think about that. You got a national champion at Texas in the volleyball arena, and now one of the top recruits in the country going over to play Nebraska football.
Sports family. Maddie Haynes serving. For Salt Lake, it goes in the net. We're running out of time for a super point because you cannot call one after 22.
I would do it right now. I mean, you're receiving. You got Haley Washington in there. You got Drews. You got Skylar Fields. Guys, we haven't. Coaches don't. You know, they know what they know.
Yeah, and again, you would do it if you were Salt Lake. You're saying Here comes Obagu. Pass is good. Skinner. Isn't hindsight 2020? Right?
But the numbers don't lie, right? And the numbers, it's the best side-out teams are over 60%. So you got to play those margins.
Kojima's pass. Fields tips. Not going to tip twice. Obagu underneath it. Maddie Skinner is ready. They go the other way to Eggleston. Locked at 20.
How about Obagu playing defense, right? She's a middle blocker. She only gets one rotation where she has any chance to make the dig. She makes 2 flat-out, picture-perfect defensive plays.
Couple of unforced errors. Put Salt Lake up by 1. You got Maddie Skinner up front, along with Asia O'Neal in the middle. Oh.
And sometimes, even when a serve goes in, it could be as bad as a miss. They just got a lot of points off of Eggleston, got an ace, and then the very next one, they go to one of the best passers in the league in Hawk.
Pass is tight, O'Neal's waiting for it. Kojima up. Ronnie Jones-Perry tries something different. We haven't heard much from her. And Madison Skinner makes it work. Backcourt.
Such a nice transition. Set from Kahaina Torres, and then the good decision. High hands, high seam. Nothing ever bad happens when you swing high hands and high seam.
We talked about what a barn burner this was last time. I think we may be settling in for another great one.
You know, that's a good point. Like, you wonder, why are we seeing more of the 6-2 from Salt Lake City? Maybe they understand this isn't a sprint. Tonight's not going to be a sprint match. Tonight's going to be a marathon match, and we got to get as many people helping out the cause as possible. Now it's a sprint. 22-22, this is the red zone, this is a sprint.
And including Claire Hoffman. Played her collegiate ball for Washington. Oh boy. Might have been a missed opportunity there because you got Haley Washington coming back for Salt Lake.
I asked her about that play today. I said, what are you thinking about when you're running the slide? And she said, nothing. White noise.
And what did her white noise sound like? Yeah, of course, because it's Haley Washington. You know she's going to give you a...
Yeah, the dance, the sound effect.
Yep. Skinner. Golly, she's impressive.
You talked about it. How great is this competition going to be to just make the LA 2028 Olympic team? So many young athletes, part of this Love 6.
Here's another international star out of Japan, Kotoi Inoue. Serving, and it comes up short. Now, when they leave Inoue on the floor, she is the second libero potentially for this Austin team. So you got Hawk, who you've already talked about as one of the best passers, Jarvis, who's the designated libero today, and Inoue, who's a libero out of Japan, playing defensive specialist right now.
This ball should go to Skinner in the pipe.
This is for the set, and it's long. We're going to go extra points in set number 1.
Obagu coming in, best middle blocker in the world.
Yep. And for anybody asking, why are we calling her Obagu? She told us it's actually the accent on the last syllable, if you will, because we've all been saying Obagu.
Oh.
Inoue puts that up. Wow. The difficulty in that play.
All three of those plays, right? levitating dig on the back line. This transition setter from your opposite. And then I like this decision from Hawk. She could have gone up and swing, but instead takes a little bit off, finds the hole in the block.
And catches it on its way down. Timeout called by Tama Miyashiro in Salt Lake City as it's set point Austin.
And
Right
this,
here. Nice hold. Early call, pastors. Early call, in, out. Okay, run that route hard. We need really good coverage here. Okay? And swing, guys, swing. Okay? Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Hey, let's go. Yeah. Track that turn.
one of the great libros in U.S. collegiate history, talking about calling it early, talking about that first contact.
We're going to switch things up here. Set point.
They don't have a lot of options here. Front row set. Be really surprised if they go to Gray. I think they're either going left side or right side. And Ronnie Jones-Perry has been carrying a big load this year.
Meanwhile, Asia O'Neal serving. She has got a flat float that causes problems. I told ya! And just like that on a service ace from Asia O'Neal, Austin wins set one in extra points.
26-24 to end that first set. Love Austin takes it.
Love League One Volleyball.
Welcome back to the Love Classic here with Minnesota volleyball head coach Keegan Cook. Keegan, we're here at one of the biggest events in volleyball with the Triple Crown in tandem with the Love Classic. What does this weekend represent for this sport?
Yeah, I think just a culmination of decades of work, right? Most of all by the athletes, but by a lot of really hardworking, passionate people who are making this come to life.
What have you seen from the growth of volleyball, just booming in the college level and now pro volleyball at the highest level in the United States?
Yeah, more than just participation, which we always had, but just the quality of the game. I mean, this is the highest version of it we've ever seen in the States, and just really happy for the athletes getting to have it here at home.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks.
It is indeed an incredibly high level, and we saw it in that first set, these teams battling. What separated Austin from Salt Lake in the end?
I mean, the offense, they got the serves in early in that set. What kept the match close, they actually missed 7 serves in that first set. Really what allowed Salt Lake City to stay close.
Poulter starts things off, serving. Skinner, what a snap and a better dig. Danny Drews, again, to the middle.
Such a good shot, and it's the vision there where she sees 3 blocks in front and makes a really good decision on the other side. Kojima, what can't she do?
Nothing. Middle block, how about that?
Yeah, well, we haven't seen.
If you're gonna force me, yeah.
Aina Torres has been really good with her location going back. Said that that's something top of mind for her. And she was explaining to me, she's running after the ball, she's deciding who she wants to set, and then she's got to focus on the location all nearly at once.
Exactly.
That's a challenge.
And reading the block along with it.
I would be a little surprised if Salt Lake City sticks with the 6-2 in this set. I think there was a little bit of a drop-off when they changed. I think they lost a little bit of momentum there. On the other side for Austin, I don't know. Maybe they keeps things the same.
Bomb of a serve. Again, that's Ronnie Jones-Perry. It was a great serve. Oh, Kojima's there! She's ridiculous, ridiculous.
The first one was ridiculous, and then the second one, somehow pinball, she's still able to face it up.
Yeah.
Look, this one is crazy that she's even there, right? And then here, bounces off someone else, gets her knee.
Yeah, I mean.
She's got the cheat code.
Yeah, she does. And that one off of Kojima. You know, her teammates, Manami Kojima's teammates were telling me after practice when things started, she said, that's it, just 2.5 hours? Because she's used to like 7 hours of practice a day. She's like, okay, now what do we do?
That's a great point. We asked her, like, it really looks like you're a leader out here. How is it language barrier? You got a little bit of different experience. She says, you know, I watch so much video. I know what's going to happen. I'm always in their ear telling them where they can go.
Yeah.
Kind of has earned respect along the way.
She's incredibly fun. And internationally, she plays with Inoue, who's the libero on the other team that we saw a little bit earlier playing in the DS. And the two of them switch back and forth, a serve, receive, and a defensive libero. Snap by Skinner.
Older sister Avery also played at Kentucky and also won a championship there. Also went to Texas and won a championship there.
Yep, and also played in the Olympics this past cycle. And you wonder, like, for Skinner, if she had decided to try for outside, she would have been competing against Big Sis. So, you know, she's trying to be on the opposite, her sister on the outside, make things easier for the family. Aina Torres going to slow it down for a second, get it to Skinner. Wow, Ronnie Jones-Perry, toe on the 3-meter line, which you cannot do as a backcourt player.
She's been quiet.
Yeah, she can go off, so it'll be interesting to see, to your point, do they get her more involved?
Still looking for her first kill.
Yeah.
And she's one of the kill leaders in the league for the season.
Haley Washington, just a little bit.
And you can see Haley Washington, she's not 100% right now, right? She's not jumping out of the gym, but still all that experience, all that veteran play, finds a way to get the job done. I could relate to that towards the end of my career, right? Yeah. Like you got so much in there, but body doesn't always say yes.
Yeah, exactly, I can imagine. Seeing a bit of service errors.
And here they go, Salt Lake City staying with the 5-1. Fields in the back row, keep Poulter in the front.
pass is good. Poulter goes, gives Ronnie Jones-Perry another one from the back court. And ball is in, point Austin.
How good that block is. The perfect pass. They got all the options in the world. And they're on the bick.
Yeah. Full Longhorn block with Eggleston,
right,
O'Neal, and Kahina Torres. So much happening on that play. Haley Washington having to make decisions.
When Austin is in system, they're so deadly. They have a lot of really good hitters in tempo. The challenge for them is who steps up out of system, who takes out the garbage, right? Who gets those plays where high ball, all the blockers know where it's going, all the defense can set up. Tonight it's been Madison Skinner doing it at a really high level.
There's going to be the official calling his own challenge there to see if that ball is in or out on the sideline.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, right? Because typically at the collegiate level, you're going to have a couple of lines people to take a look at it. And on this play, flying solo, a little bit of help from the down ref.
Yeah, and he's patient too. Like, he's not making the call right away if he's not certain.
Ball looks a little wide to me.
Got to see, do we see a little blue there? Oh, that just is the best sight ever. I love when you can just get it that way. Nobody's arguing in and out. How much time that saves.
I miss the arguments.
Do
yeah,
you?
Just have some, yeah, part of the entertainment.
Slowed down the game. That's a great decision by Haley Washington.
Ronnie Jones-Perry getting her first kill after 8 attempts, hitting negative. Key stat, we got to keep an eye on her.
Asia O'Neal and Kojima right on the sideline knows if it's outside her left shoulder, it's gone.
Yeah, discipline pretty special.
Front court setter, both sides. Oh my, block solid.
So many times we talked about the offense of the Longhorns moving up to Austin Love. The block's pretty special too. This
sure is
physicality.
Well, isn't that just a blocking university though? The University of Texas. I think it's Eric Sullivan, who's now the coach of the national team, newly named, was working with their blockers during his time.
I always think the challenge for programs like that, where you get the highest flyers, who touch the highest, who take the biggest swings, who steps in as that OH2? Who can steady out the passing? Who can be that second libero? Who can maybe not be the flashiest, but not make mistakes either?
It's tricky. They've had some great ones. Micaiah White, Para, all kinds of players. Eggleston finds that corner.
Might get another self challenge.
And in fact, they are doing exact.
Right, in this game, this is the most self-challenges we've seen, referee challenges. And why? It's because there's fireworks going on. People are taking big swings.
Ball sure is in. Remember that the first set ended on an Asia O'Neal ace. She's behind the service line again now. Kojima is on the outside of the serve receive, so perhaps she's going to go between Drews and Jones-Perry. Skinner. She's just so smooth, Kevin.
Yeah. It's uncanny. You see some Skinner swings and how much it looks like Jordan Thompson, right? Both same body type, same fluid approach, same high reach, and deadly swing.
Going at Drews again. Kojima cleaning it up. Oh, yeah. Don't celebrate. And I like the court awareness of Kaia Natora. She's all the way over there and still doesn't go too wide. Let's take a look at it one more time, Kevin, and you tell me what you see as we go to break.
Almost too early a celebration at the very end. That ball hits the line.
Keep your eye on Haley Washington in the middle. Poulter says something to her before this play.
Yeah, the pins get all the love, right? Even from the setters, but on the other side, take a look at how hard she's working. She's off the net in transition. She's jumping, even if she's not getting set. Patrolling the net in the block, left to right. You got to have the quickest reactions. You got to have the most spontaneous moves. Got to be relentless if you're a middle blocker.
I'm with you. I think it's an incredibly difficult position. It's exhausting, and it's the only one where you're constantly expending energy and effort, knowing you may not get the ball.
Yeah. All I know is if I'm Haley Washington and Jordan Poulter's giving me a little message, she should send me the ball there, right? Like, yeah. I thought that the message is like, here it comes.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Look at her, though. Personality plus.
One of the first athletes to sign on with Love. Just love her authenticity.
O'Neal serving. She has been serving the center, getting Danny Drews. This time stepping in front. It's Claire Hoffman. And this is where we're seeing Hoffman on the outside now instead of Ronnie Jones-Perry.
This move here on the outside, the set from Kaia Natora. She's running out, she's jumping to her left and then setting back over her shoulder to the right. It's just so fun to watch.
Serena Gray coming in, and meanwhile, O'Neal holding court at the service line. Hoffman, brave swing against a big-time block. You know, it's interesting that Michaela Chester interviewed Keegan Cook a little while ago, as head coach of Minnesota now, but he coached Hoffman at Washington. So here seeing one of his former players, now a pro.
Yeah, three-time All-American there. Comes from a pretty fine athletic family. Mom was a track and field star at Oregon, and her father played in the NFL.
Kojima in the center of the serve receive, they go. She's trying to give them enough room to look at Drews, it looked like. Try it once, try it twice, Chiaka Abagu.
If I'm across the net from Abagu, I'm gonna take a look at her every play. Where is she? And I'm gonna hit where she isn't.
There you go.
Nothing good happens when you hit towards her direction.
Not if you're on the other team, right?
And we saw Haley Washington, who was the best middle blocker of the 2021 Olympic Games. On the other side of the net, you got Obagu, who was the current reigning Olympic best middle blocker. You see the close to the outside. Discipline, gets outside, close that seam. You got to close that seam, shoulder to shoulder on the outside.
Michaela, what's going on with you?
Well, I hear you both talking about Haley Washington and Chiako Obagu, two Team USA Olympic middle blockers, teammates to opponents. And I talked to Haley Washington. She said as former teammates and friends, they love to chirp across the net, but it's founded in friendship and supporting one another, Anne-Marie. So you gotta love that.
I'd be afraid if Haley Washington was chirping at me and I wasn't one of her friends. I'd be like, I want to be off your radar. Oh! And Skinner with the face afterwards, too.
This has been an absolute block fest. Dialed in. And thinking about it, Jordan Poulter known for running the most deceptive offense, super fast, super hard to read, but the passing just hasn't been there tonight.
This is a little bit of history here, too, because Skylar Fields was on this team with these Texas players, this time going off of her former teammate, Logan Eggleston.
Austin 7 blocks to just 3 for Salt Lake.
Tori Dixon enters now in the backcourt to serve for Salt Lake. Dixon sets. Comes straight back down, a very tight set inside, feels.
And as a former middle blocker, I just love what Dixon did there.
Yep.
Comes in, she's a middle. She's coming in as a serving specialist. She sets in transition. Skill level, off the charts.
Substitution for Salt Lake as Haiti Casanova comes in for Skylar Fields. Obagu serving. They do the same to Obagu, or excuse me, to Casanova. What a dig. Fantastic dig in the midst of that play.
It's the most we've seen Logan Eggleston hitting the line.
Yeah.
It's been a really good adjustment. She's been so effective. Face one direction and then slice it down the line.
Salt Lake timeout.
But we need someone to let it rip. Okay, set the example. Okay, I know it's there, guys. I know you guys want to do great. So you guys got it. Make a plan, and we got your back. We have your back.
Tama Miyashiro saying, I need someone to step up and let it rip from the service line. This team's still looking for their first ace. 36 serves. They've only missed 4, but they're still looking for their very first ace.
How about this? Jordan Poulter talking to her team after the coaches step out about that big swing. The thing that stands out to me from what Miyashiro said is, we've got your back. Meaning, we're not going to get mad at you for taking an audacious swing.
3, 2, 1, let's hear it roar!
Obagu serving. Claire Hoffman pinching Danny Drews. She's received a lot of balls. Hoffman's pass so that Drews can do that. Wow. What were you saying about Eggleston in the line?
I mean, you better line up the line.
Yeah, maybe adjust that block. Take it away. Oh, they are on the line almost. She sneaks it through anyway. How about a super point here? How much worse could it get, right? Like, you got to do it before they get to 21.
And you don't get to take it with you, right?
No.
You don't get to bundle them up for the next set.
I mean, if you win this point, if you call it, which it doesn't appear she's going to, and you win this point, you're down by 6 instead of 8.
Right, I agree, 100%.
Here's your last chance to use the super point. And I wonder, like, if the coaches, since it's their first time using it, if they're even remembering it or thinking about it.
I think you're absolutely right? You're thinking about, how do I get the momentum to change? Who can I sub? What can I do? That red light bulb on the table, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah. See what's happening here. Lots going on. Our official is talking to Carly Lloyd, and I think it's about the substitution moving in, or maybe they're checking rotation. I don't know. Yes, they are checking rotation.
It's interesting now that they've changed the rule, and when you're serving, you don't have to be in the spot. You can kind of forget where you are sometimes.
Yeah, in the backcourt, you don't have to be on a certain side to avoid an overlap. And that's something that these players aren't used to. But it's another thing to kind of get rid of some unnecessary rules. It never really did anything anyway, the overlap rule in the backcourt.
No advantage, right?
No.
So if there's no advantage.
And that's just on the serving team, by the way, not on the receiving team. That's an important differentiation. Can't use a super point now. It's 22. Bounce down from Haley Washington.
That was the best swing since she's come back.
Yeah.
White noise, and then thunder and lightning.
And that's what we're used to seeing from her, right? But as you mentioned, she was injured for a lot of the early part of the season. Jarvis on the money.
This set, so impressive from Austin, right? They get good passes. They got the setters. They got the arms. Scary team when they're taking care of the reception.
Gotoe Inoue in now to serve. Puts up a tough ball. Haley Washington not only tips, but waves at it afterwards. God, I'm hoping we have a replay of that. Waves at the ball. Bye-bye.
Patty Haynes, super server coming in.
Jarvis, a little bit of trouble. Fawcett to the center of the court. Oh, there's the athleticism of Zoe Jarvis. Wow. The strength of Carly Lloyd. Hoffman, swing, back to Hoffman, sees the line open. Long rally. Jarvis cannot be fooled. Inoue underneath, crowd loving this rally.
Wow.
Fawcett finishes what was an epic rally.
Jarvis with 3 acrobatic digs in the same rally.
Inoue adding one as well.
Carly Lloyd, I don't know how she dug that one blind, and then at the very end, Fawcett getting the job done.
Tama Miyashiro talking to our official now. Remember, set 1 ended with Asia O'Neal at the service line. Right now it is set point, and Asia O'Neal is again at the service line.
Set point, Asia O'Neal.
Well passed. All's good. Fawcett picks it up. Recycle intentionally into the block softly so that they could set up that. Fawcett finishes a commanding second set win for Austin. Salt Lake has work to do. They're facing a must-win set. Fawcett is fired up.
Take this opportunity to recognize our loved ones, junior
Julianne Fawcett is one of my longest time teammates, so I started playing with her when I was 15. We played club together, we've played on the national team a little bit together, we played in Italy professionally together. Now we're both moms and we get to play together again, and it's a dream come true. I think 2 years ago we were sort of thinking about like, how cool would that be? And here we are, we get to actually do it.
Gives a little bit of a different flavor to the play dates when these two putting their kids together. I mean, and we saw that special connection at the end of the last set.
Yeah, Julia Fawcett talks about playing with her childhood friends. She said it's a fairy tale, right? A full circle moment.
So sweet looking at those two in big moments.
You know, you look at Fawcett over the course of the year, I did not think she would be as prolific. I did not think she'd be as effective in the offensive categories. Great hitting percentage, playing solid defense as well, has been so impressive. Last time she played professionally, 2021.
Just incredible, and her children are so young. She has 3 kids. I don't know if they were all born after 2020. I mean, they are really young.
It's that math thing that you don't like to do too much.
I don't
right?
like to do math.
Yeah.
We've hired other people to do math, and it's not me. But just the aggression, and again, as a mom myself, I just think about these children seeing their mothers do hard things, athletic things. It's so important. We're in an arena with a lot of teenage girls, right? And so like the body positivity, can you imagine growing up and you're saying, my mom's goal is to be strong.
Right.
It matters, and what we're showing for our girls, and I love it.
And I think just putting a bow on that, right? The fact that Love is offering for the first time for many of these athletes health insurance.
Yeah.
First time offering maternity leave as well. Raising the bar, and that stuff is not cheap.
No. No. And I think that's why you saw the players flock to this league. The best in the world, and you mentioned it earlier, turning down offers for more money elsewhere, but not more autonomy, more of a say in the league, a better life, perhaps.
Well said.
Set 3. Salt Lake has to get it going. Ronnie Jones-Perry back in, a fantastic server. Little ball picked up by Casanova, who's getting the start. Skinner, yeah, right?
And the last time these two teams played, kind of a similar start. Austin had the 2-1 set lead, everything under their control. They were rolling, and Salt Lake just started plugging away. They just started taking care of business and won the 3rd and the 5th set to turn that match around. Ronnie Jones-Perry going to be the key. If this team wants to get unhinged, she means so much to this team.
And when she gets going, it is ferocious, but it's a matter of, like, if you're Poulter, how do you get her going? The passing has to be there. And they have played keep away from Kojima. Oh!
And another X factor, and she looks so good in serve and pass today, Maddie Haynes.
Yep.
Yeah, on the outside, Cal, one of the great Cal alumni, 6'4", just 26 years old. Got to get her involved as well.
Yep, Carly Lloyd, also a Cal alum, though they played at different times, I believe. Unable to get that back over. I mean, we heard it from Tama Miyashiro during all the timeouts talking about aggression. Who's going to swing big? I know you've got it in you. We've got your back. She's trying to encourage them to take some risks.
Love that.
She's working that gum hard, too, right? The tension. There's a great serve. Causes problems.
And there's that line hit.
Wow.
Right? It has been a revelation for number 33 in purple. Looking to the right and cuffing to the left.
Haynes passes. Oh, my.
That is what I was watching at 11 a.m. this morning in serve and pass. Time after time. They put all the best right side blockers on there. I'm telling you, this could be a breakout night. I got a feeling she is playing with a lot of confidence.
Now is the time for the breakout in this must-win set. Casanova inspires the overpass.
Dixon also comes in. Casanova's in. Ronnie Jones-Perry got a little chance to have a meeting with herself and come in as well. Tama Miyashiro pressing a lot of buttons as a coach. The one button she's not pressing, the super point button.
The red button. Michaela, I understand you were listening in on Salt Lake's huddle. What'd you learn?
Salt Lake has some new life, and it was Jordan Poulter who was pumping up her team. She took over, and she was like, guys, stay patient. Don't rush. Let's just control what you can control. And then it was Mary Lake who was making everybody do power poses, Anne-Marie. So power poses are working. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. Mary Lake, former Libero from BYU. Look, there's a lot of science between power posing. You've got to fake it till you make it. Be big, take up space, and then do it on the court. I love it.
I got to work on my power pose. Is that what it is?
Yeah, power pose, hands on hips. Didn't
Jeez.
you watch Ted Lasso? And she puts up like, down the line. Casanova was ready for it. And there's Ronnie Jones-Perry, a ripper of a swing. Will this be getting her going?
You know she doesn't get tired.
Ronnie
Right?
Jones-Perry?
Relentless, she's physical, hardworking.
No. Right back at you.
And on the other side, I'll tell you, Austin looks like they've taken their foot off the gas. Passing's getting a little bit sloppy. The offense doesn't have that same pop.
I'll counter you. Have they taken their foot off the gas, or has Salt Lake got that aggression that Miyashiro has been commanding from her team?
You got that power post trump card in your pocket. I can't really say
Exactly.
anything about it.
Lloyd sets Eggleston, who's going for it, can't get it. Trying to paint both lines.
Looking over Coach Marco Bonita. It's been a long year, right? A lot of ups and downs. It's a team that is really, really good and then can have some slips.
Tori Dixon doing good work. We're seeing a different look. I mean, look at this score, 11-3 Salt Lake, 1 point away from the media timeout. Ball's out. Is there a touch? There is. Tom hit the red button.
And you can see Marco Bonita. He's like orchestrating music. He's
Yeah, there we go.
conducting. He's saying, hey, we're okay. Everything's good. Let's keep it flowing.
I want Tom to hit the button. 11-6 or 13-4.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, yell it.
Took a long time for NFL teams to start going forward on 4th down, and I think it might take just as long to press the red button here.
I mean, you got Kojima in the middle, Haynes, good pass. Casanova like a freight train coming in. Ball is out. And this is why Tama Miyashiro does not listen to me in pressing the red button, because it's been a couple of consecutive points, 3 now for Austin.
This is our JP time.
What is RJP?
Ronnie Jones-Perry.
Oh, Ronnie Jones-Perry time. All right, well, it's also time for a timeout. Salt Lake doubling up Austin. Can Salt Lake show this emotion on the court and capture set number 3? League One Volleyball is presented by Adidas and presented by Love Finals, where the first League One volleyball champion will be crowned. Join us April 10th, 11th, and 13th at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. Tickets are now on sale. Go to lovbfinals.com for more details. Kind of a rough week for the Chiefs last week, but they love their Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, congratulations to each of our fans.
Look at Jordan Poulter.
Yep. We're gonna head on off to
Ponytails bobbing. Fire in her eyes.
Congratulations and thank you so much for playing. Let's make a deal. Everyone.
And how many different people are talking in that huddle? Right? Michaela was listening in on Austin, I think.
Listened into that huddle, and the main message was that they are too scared right now to make mistakes, Anne-Marie. They said in the first 2 games they were playing freely and it was working. Got to get back to that.
That is exactly what it looks like, Michaela. Great point.
So interesting, right? Sometimes it's the finest of lines with what looks like too much nerves or what looks like too little urgency.
You know, it's interesting, in talking with Marco Bonita about the super point, he talked a lot about how much pressure it adds and nerves for his players. And I'm thinking they've already played at such high level in Olympics, in Olympic finals. Whoa, that is Casanova. And when she's had some big matches as well.
Cuban national team, 2014 to 2017. Last year, best opposite in Romania. He's traveled the world.
Carly Lloyd goes outside. Kojima back to Casanova. And look who's found her view. Didn't you call her an X Factor?
Definite X Factor. Also a game changer, right? She's someone who can come off the bench and just bring a little extra energy. Hits a really heavy ball, not a ton of topspin.
This is her 9th country that Heidi Casanova has played in, 4 continents. Blasting through the block. Yeah, we talked about the friendship between Fawcett and Carly Lloyd, and they are the double sub that comes in together. So
great is that.
Finding Serena Gray.
Great quote from Fawcett. She had an injury she thought was career-ending, 2022. She was meticulous with her rehab. Now I'm back with all the things that have gone in my life. I know I can fight through anything.
Yep. That's exactly what it looks like, isn't it? Jarvis handles that heat. There's the block, and again, Salt Lake doubling up Austin. Marco Bonita has seen enough, wants to talk it over with his team. So much activity happening here, and earlier today, the competition for the Triple Crown starts tomorrow. So players with a national development team learning the game today.
And these are 150 of the best players in the country. Team USA Olympic coach Eric Sullivan working them through it. It was just as much curriculum as it was gameplay. If you want to go to the Olympics, if you want to play on a youth Olympic team, if you want to get on the U.S. collegiate team, this is the start of that journey.
It's such an incredible honor. And, you know, my son plays volleyball, and his time at NTDP, they call it, National Team Development Program, is where he learned and made relationships with athletes from around the country. You know, and now that he's playing in college, he sees those athletes again. And on the women's side, it's so special.
Maybe the biggest celebration we've seen from Austin in a little bit.
Yeah, they're needing a little spark. It's the biggest celebration we've seen since the end of the second set. Right? When Fawcett hammered. Ronnie Jones-Perry kind of takes the middle out of it. Jarvis pick up everything. As does Kojima. Uh-oh. Casanova off hands. Kevin, this is one thing I've seen over and over again from Tama Miyashiro as we watch Casanova again, is she uses her substitutions more than the other coaches, I feel like. She really makes everybody know, look, there's an opportunity for everyone. You perform, we're good.
There's patience and there's trust.
Great point. Casanova again, changes speed. And there was this little bit of hesitation from Poulter. It looked like somebody else maybe was gonna go for it.
Yeah, Jordan Poulter talked about Tama Miyashiro being the coach. She said, this is the first female coach I've had since high school.
Yep.
And said, she commands the gym.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And she says she's consistent. That's the thing. She said, you know, you walk in with Tama Miyashiro and you know how consistent she is going to be every day. I'm still jonesing for the super point, though, on either side. Like, come on, Tama, 17-12.
I'll tell you, Omaha and Atlanta, a little more risk-taking coaches. I think we might see it from there a little more.
All right. Eggleston tries cross court, ends up going off the block the other way.
In Atlanta, and Austin down 7 points. You're not supposed to be able to turn this around, but if you look at the body language, they look like the more positive team, more energetic.
Wow. Casanova had to like kind of jump backwards a little bit to grab that. That cross court is her bread and butter. This is the league of opposites, right? I mean, what we're seeing from Casanova, we saw Jordan Thompson have a great, Drew Schumacher had a great one, Skylar Fields, so many. And Maddie Skinner, of course, too.
Got a chance to talk to Marco Bonita before the match. I said, hey, I got 15-year-old players here. Do you ever still get nervous? Because
oh, yeah.
the day I stop getting nervous is the day I'll stop coaching. It's just part of the process. It's something I look forward to.
I love that. And it's not necessarily what you'd expect, right? You're like, oh, a veteran coach. He's coached, you know, internationally, big matches.
Been to the top of the mountain. He said, you can train the mind, you can train the body to relax, but the heart and the soul, untrainable.
I love it. He's kind of a poet, isn't he?
He's like a Renaissance man from Italy.
Big chop by Eggleston. They're within 6.
Kind of see both teams starting to buckle up for what looks like it's more and more of that marathon we talked about early in this match.
Ronnie Jones-Perry showing why she's special.
And we're so lucky to have a coach like Karch Kiraly, who was leading Team USA for the last couple of quads. Ronnie Jones-Perry's got a lot of Karch Kiraly in her game.
Oh, yeah.
Personality as well.
Yep. Jarvis gets underneath it again. There's Fawcett. Lloyd to O'Neal. No touch. Oh, there is a touch. Or it's down.
Wow, that was a really tough swing. Well-formed block. And Hawk just finding the line. Talked about pin hitters. Her sister, one of the greats in the world. Isabelle Hawk.
A serve. Who served that ball? Second ace for Asia O'Neal. Casanova has to stay down as that set goes around. Finished by Salt Lake. Now you got a pretty big front line if you're Salt Lake in terms of hitting power. Casanova, Ronnie Jones-Perry on either side of Serena Gray. Poulter serving. And Obagu up to the front again. Triple block. Maddie Haynes pulls it through. Kojima, pace with the pass. Ball is wide.
Even when Austin's block isn't scoring points, they're still scoring points because they're getting the blocks, they're continuing the rally, and they're also forcing these hitting errors like we see at the end of this play. Perfect pass, perfect set. They continue the rally and then lose a little patience and a little focus.
Double sub for Austin. Brings in Maddie Skinner and Sage Kahina-Torres again. And look at this, the lead that was 6 is now 4. You only have one more opportunity to hit that buzzer. Can't hit it after 22. Wow. Maybe that's why. Five-point lead, Ronnie Jones-Perry at the service line. She has heated up. Wow. See what I mean?
Kahina-Torres is making some really good decisions. Not a perfect pass there, but up at the net, everyone thinks that ball's going outside. That's the easy set, that's the smart set, and yet she makes a really high-risk play there on the move. Perfect location. Catches the block on the way up. I think Maddie Haynes is really important for this Salt Lake team. They've got Drews on the outside. They've got Jones-Perry, and she just adds that third option. Taking some good swings on the outside.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick cheer off here.
4 kills off of 6 swings.
We're gonna grind through
Also
this match.
passing pretty well.
Okay, keep the eye contact. Stay tough, Bucky. Mary's gonna service the ball off the net. Let's capitalize.
Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, make some noise!
Tori Dixon doing a great job with Haley Washington, who has been out. She's got ice on her right lower leg and has had it elevated, sitting there. Commendable job by Tori Dixon, who's done some really good things.
And I think people underestimate how hard an Olympic quad is, because this isn't something that's just happening in the U.S. Paula Egonu missing games in Italy. You got players, and especially, you know, some of these players towards the latter part of their career, there's a toll over those 4 years heading into the Olympic Games.
Maddie Haynes, say her name.
And what was super impressive, she was actually going against the assistant coach on her team, Bruno Chateau. She was hitting line off the hand, she was hitting angle inside, had a lot of range.
Here's Mary Lake serving on set point. Finding the open corner is Madison Skinner.
Thinking back to the first time we saw her fresh as a Love Six signee, and now like there's just a different level of composure.
Yep, and a reminder, the Love Six signee are 6 special athletes who just finished their NCAA eligibility and are thrown into this league with the best players in the world and holding their own, mind you. Jess Merzick, Sarah Franklin, Maddie Skinner amongst the 6. And that'll do it it for the set, a turnaround for Salt Lake. What was the key, Kevin, to Salt Lake's success set 3?
Jordan Poulter's fiery speech, right? Got to get the troops going.
And a little power pose, perhaps. We're heading to a 4th set. We told you the first time they met was an epic battle. We're settling up for another one now.
We're thrilled to have you.
Watch Zoe Jarvis, Austin's libero. She is absolutely peripatetic everywhere.
You want to be a great libero, you got to have court coverage, you got to have footwork, you got to have range and reactions. You
and directing other people.
Direct the team.
And she makes just spectacular plays, constantly moving. You know, and that doesn't just come from like volleyball. She has spent so much time in her life practicing her body work. She does a lot of acrobatics as well. All over her Instagram, you'll see her doing incredible things on the beach, and she just got complete command of her body. Here's a great example of it. You know, she's not a gymnast, but in talking to her coaches, she is just constantly working on pushing the limits of her body and watching film.
Said she gave a lot of credit to her parents, her mother a fitness trainer and professor of kinesiology, and her father was a high diver on the swim team at UCLA.
Those divers are incredibly acrobatic, so now it's all coming together.
I asked her if she had spent any time on the dive team. She said, the thing about diving is you dive and then you wait. The diving part I was really fond of, the waiting part not so much.
There's no waiting when you're a libero, right? Especially when you watch how much she's moving. Really nice pass by Jarvis to bring that RJP serve back in. Attacking high hands is Haynes.
And talking to Tama Miyashiro, she said over the last couple of weeks, we've been really focusing on quick starts. That was the difference in the third set. They got a lead, they pushed it, they had a little bit of a cushion. That's going to be the key here for the fourth set and the rest of the match. How quickly can they get out of the gates here?
A reminder that the last time these two teams met, it was a 5-set battle. If Salt Lake able to take this fourth set, we're set up for another big time performance.
And Mary Lake coming on the court. She's been the most vocal player on the sideline, now getting her chance in the under the bright lights.
And we're giving her some credit. Michaela Chester's report saying she had everybody doing power poses. I love it. So between the serve and power poses.
Saw some push-ups over there too.
Oh yeah, by Mary or by everybody?
By everybody over there. Maybe not Haley.
All right,
you
that's
get to
fair.
a certain point and you
yeah,
got some seniority.
free ball opportunity. Ball is just long and no touch.
It's the same team we've seen for Austin for quite a bit. We've seen some shuffling of players from Salt Lake City.
Great up by Casanova, but nobody comes in for that third ball. Locked at fours. Madison Skinner with the serve. Oh! Oh, wow, Casanova.
Passing starting to break down for Salt Lake.
On Casanova. Using that long lever and the finish with the wrist, keeping it in play. Haynes.
That's the play, right? You just got an ace off of Haynes. Very next play, you go to the best passer in the world.
Right.
And let it free up Haynes to go approach on the outside.
Yeah. Asia O'Neal, it's touched. Kojima lets it come in. Got to convert if you're Austin. And they do. A little throwdown by Asia O'Neal.
What I like about that play, she changed the syncopation. Usually she would let that ball go a little bit higher. The dig is what extended the rally, and you see the first play. Love the hustle. Team pursuit.
She changed the syncopation? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that one. Instead of letting it go all the way outside, she picked it off on the way out.
I'm just impressed by your UCLA word. I'm gonna add that in.
I did some power poses between the third and fourth
Oh, you
set
did,
here,
of course you did. Ronnie Jones-Perry continuing to make a difference. For Ronnie Jones-Perry's 7th kill. Skinner, maybe better to be lucky than good on that one.
It's so powerful to have someone who can hit on the right side, can hit in the middle. As a blocker, it just gives you one more thing to think about.
Yep. Asia O'Neal, 2 aces tonight. You get a look at Ronnie Jones-Perry jump on that one. She was in the air. Look at her.
It's
Just
amazing,
incredible.
right? Just
Yep.
keeps on going and going. In the record books at BYU. Crazy thing, she's back training in her home club gym, Club V.
I know, incredible.
Of course, the gym looks a little different. The big professional weight room. There's the Terraflex floor across a lot of the court.
Manami Kojima moving players out of the way in order to take more court. RJP yet again. Last 3 kills have come off of the hands of Ronnie Jones-Perry.
Doesn't get tired, just starting to find her groove. I think I'd go to her for a while here. Best outside hitter in the Pan Am Cup last year. Best outside hitter 23 and 24 in the Brazilian Pro Leagues.
Hawk serving. No touch. I think a 2-point lead is the largest in this set. An ace serve off Manami Kojima is one for your trophy case.
And pushing her out of the way, and they went all the way to the line there, did Hawk.
Yep, and again, she's moving Maddie Haynes out of the way. Kojima is.
And sometimes it's actually as the server's approaching the runway. It's almost like this late player in motion.
Yep. You want him to see you in the middle and then push her outside and say, you hit, I got this. In comes Mary Lake now. And again, important for a number of reasons. Her serve, but also without Kojima on the floor, Mary Lake provides another libero-like presence, even though she's not the libero in this match. Madison Skinner saying, yeah, I touched that. Demanding a challenge from Marco Bonita, and they do. Did she get a little bit of the hands?
I think that was one of those things where 7 out of 7 people raised their hand on the challenge there.
Yep.
Could they all be wrong?
No. Left pinky. And a successful challenge indeed. Off the outside pinky of Maddie Haynes. And so with that reversal, it is now 12-9 and the first timeout, the media timeout of this match. Austin all day. It's like a college reunion for these players.
NCAA women's volleyball has never been more electrifying. The action is non-stop. The energy is explosive. Experience the intensity live. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Ali, I'm doing your hair so beautifully. Does that mean you forgive me?
I'll try. I mean, you were only What was it, 2 hours late?
About 1 and 45 minutes.
It's okay. I've already told Dad. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell him.
You said forgive you. You didn't say don't tell anyone. So, pick one.
Okay, baby, let's go. You're done.
It's time to hoop anyways.
Yeah, not yet. I love you. So get them.
We mentioned a lot of activity going on here this weekend. And how about this? Junior athletes learning from Team Omaha, who has Olympians galore, including the queen, Jordan Larson.
Amazing chance, right? It's the experience level. It's the little lessons along the way. And a little bit of the empathy as well, right? This is an arena that a lot of our players have played in as juniors. Walking down the path.
There's over 850 college coaches here. Thousands and thousands of athletes. I think it's 650 teams. 670 teams. Just incredible.
Everyone
it's an invitation.
90 of the top 100 clubs.
Yeah, it's an invitation. So it's a big honor and a big deal to be here. And then for them to be able to see what's possible for their future, and watching these top-level pros is even more special.
And the cool thing, you saw the biggest ever. They actually got a brand new facility to have an expansion part of it called Blue Hawk, about 30-minute drive away. They were so much demand here. It allowed them to take 128 more teams to play in this event.
Wow, was Blue Hawk some of the younger players playing over there?
It's almost like a play-in. So if you do well there, you win your first 3 matches in Blue Hawk. They call it the Battle of the Bartle. Then you get to come here for day 2.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. The action starts tomorrow, Saturday. Casanova serve, no good. And there's nobody who's going to be mad at her on Salt Lake's side for that, because Tama Miyashiro is saying, be aggressive, we've got your back.
I was just thinking the same thing. She created space, right? Created space to go make plays and sometimes make errors.
Well, and that's how they won the 3rd set after dropping the first 2. Wow. Haynes having a day.
Marco Bonita not happy about that. Wanted the blockers to seal the line. The problem is that set's just so fast and such a pinpoint perfect location. Hard to stop.
That was a 10th kill on 12 swings for Haynes. No errors.
You could see this morning at the serve pass, there was something extra, something special.
They're trying to relieve Haynes of passing as much as possible. She's right on the line. Kojima taking a lot of court. And a perfect pass from Kojima sets up that to Tori Dixon. Outside, Hawk, and then Quick. But Quicker coming back the other way from Logan Eggleston.
And Kaha Aina Torres really dialing in, right? The footwork, take a look at her. She's running after this play. She's figuring out who she wants to set and then putting it in the perfect location. That is 3 hard things to do all at once.
Finished her career at Texas, started her career at the University of Utah. And there we go, in that ace, right? They're going for Haynes. They were able to find her.
And the smart thing is, even though they're going after her, they're hitting her in seams. They're hitting to her left seam, hitting to her right seam.
Going between her and Ronnie Jones-Perry that time. And again, it's the third ace for Asia O'Neal today. Casanova did a beautiful job keeping her feet behind the line.
Beautiful set. This is go time, right, for Salt Lake City. Down 3, didn't get the quick start here in this set.
Kojima right in place to pick it up. Wait a second, the net was against Austin. And Marco Bonina says, yeah, no, it was not us. Challenge coming up. He thinks it was Serena Gray, and it may have been. We'll take a look. Who touched the net? It's not on that one. It's on the subsequent touch of the ball. This one. Yeah. And it is Serena Gray. Call is reversed.
Are calling it as successful. That means that Austin was not on the net.
With the incredible technology, these challenges are so quick.
Yeah, on the beach during Olympic matches, players will actually raise their hand and said, my bad.
Yeah. Well, and in the Volleyball Nations League overseas, when you self-confess, the team that self-confesses the most during the tournament wins a cash prize.
That makes me sick.
Does it?
In my soul.
Does it? You know you're going to get caught anyway with the technology. Micah Christensen called himself a bunch. They won $30,000. I know. You're going to get caught anyway, Kevin. Spectacular connection.
Well, Magoo's numbers offensively throughout the year. She's been a defensive first player. Tonight, from the very beginning of the match throughout, they've really looked at number 11 offensively as well.
Maybe Casanova is dug. This feels a little bit like a pivotal point. Now 1916. Could have been 2050. That feels like a really big gap this late. Mary Lake coming in to serve. Can she help close the gap with aggressive serving?
That is the hardest job in the volleyball world. And I think your son is a service specialist.
Yes. The only job that's harder is being the mother of a service specialist. Because they have to serve hard, but they also have to be in. If you want to hold your job, it's...
And the crowd just rolls their eyes every time you miss.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why that's so hard. Katie Casanova. You know, Salt Lake is just still in it. Like, they're trailing, but the chance is there, but it's going to take something special and a run. And a run. And Tama Miyashiro going nowhere near the button. Right? For a super point.
You know, throughout history of life, a red button is never a good thing to press.
Yeah, it's true. Isn't the nuclear button red button as well?
Yeah. I think they're just going to take some training to go through.
What color should we make the button?
Green.
A green button. How about a lever? Like it feels like Vegas.
Ring the bell.
I don't think anybody needs our help with this, Kevin, but it was a good effort by us, huh?
Marketing team needs to go to work on that.
I don't know. High hands, and again, 3 points. It's going to have to be done from the service line, don't you think?
Serves, got to get some options here. a tough rotation here for Austin.
And the serve has to be in the net. I mean, for the second consecutive time, it's just a momentum killer. Meanwhile, a substitution on the other side as Eggleston out Matsui in. Matsui will be serving and defending here as Carly Lloyd stays on the floor to set.
Watch out, Matsui's got that serve that just bends over the tip of the tape.
Uh-oh. And an ace serve for Matsui.
She's got a little topspin on it. And she's been going short, and it's kind of bending, and I think it took Ronnie Jones-Perry off guard when it went deep.
The winner of this match plays Atlanta tomorrow. Let's revisit our scouting report.
Definitely have seen the 5-1 for most of the night for Salt Lake. On the other side, Fields not so dreamlike. Started off well and then slowly slowed down on the other side for Skinner. She did everything right. The offense and the blocks. She is a problem out on the right side.
Yeah, Haiti Casanova has come in on the opposite for Skylar Fields. And done some good things. Completely different looking serve for Matsui the second time around. I don't know, you tip on this team, especially when your coach is begging for aggression.
Oh, wow.
That is the best play. I love it when a setter finds that corner.
Loy Ball made that play famous. It's the pineapple.
Yes.
And he'll have some club teams here this weekend called Team Pineapple. Everyone before him tipped it short. He and Jordan Poulter sent it deep.
Opportunity for Salt Lake. Casanova chased it down. It's still in play. There you get it. And the team stays in it till that very last touch.
Little signs of life from Salt Lake City.
Marco Bonita going to stop that momentum right now with a timeout.
And I'll tell you, like, you think about Atlanta, you think about Omaha with their passing, with their offense.
Winner this match moves on to semifinals tomorrow. So we're going to give them each an energy boost. Can I hear you make some noise? Come on! And now let's
Kevin,
hear it for
right now for Salt Lake, what's critical?
And now make some noise if you're here.
Serve top, serve in. That's been the key.
Maybe in the opposite order, right? Serve in because it's 23 points, and serve tough.
It's got to be both,
It
right?
has
Like,
to be
that's
both.
the kryptonite, and this is a really good passing lineup right now for Austin.
Okay. What's next? An error capitalized upon.
Really interesting right now because they've substituted and now they go great passer Libro and OH2, but what they gave up is a little bit of offense from the back row. No Maddie Skinner to bail you out.
Yep, talking about Team Austin there. Free ball, has to be good. And it is. How about this? Salt Lake within one in a must-win set.
And I think Marco Bonita making the right substitution one play too late. They need Maddie Skinner in the game, and watch out. Is she going to go swing over to the right side on the D? I'm guessing she comes right up the middle on the pipe. They didn't even know what rotation they were in. She's got to go find the spot.
Tori Dixon doing the work from the service line. Oh! That was a massive block from Ronnie Jones-Perry. Tight ball. She's able to make it work. Haiti Casanova ball is long. Serena Gray is saying it's in, and Tama Miyashiro saying no, it was out. We're gonna save that challenge if we need it. Asia O'Neal again at set point on the service line. She's got 3 aces already. Matsui puts that up. Wow. Hawks finishes it off. And a fantastic 4th set. Austin will face Atlanta tomorrow. Salt Lake will face Team Madison Sunday morning in the 5th place match, but tomorrow, Houston, Omaha, and Austin, Atlanta.
Not necessarily a pretty match, more of a gritty match. Both teams fighting, both teams playing wonderful defense.
Stay in your seats. We will hear from tonight's player of the match momentarily.
Not one super point the entire match.
Yeah, exactly. We were waiting for it.
Give it up for Love Austin!
In the end, what do you think made that difference for Austin?
I think the start of Austin in the 4th set, lots of urgency, lots of effectiveness. The line hits of Logan Eggleston, pretty special thing here tonight.
Yeah, Logan Eggleston special as always. 17 kills, 5 errors on 34 swings. What an amazing performance. And Michaela Chester standing by with Logan Eggleston, the player of the match.
Logan pulled this win out in 4 after Salt Lake pushed back to win the 3rd set. What was the biggest difference to win it?
I mean, we have a great team, they're a great team. I think we did a really good job of just resetting in the 4th set, starting strong and then finishing strong there at the end.
Matched your career high of 17 kills from the same time of facing Salt Lake last time. This time hit over 320. What was the key to your efficiency?
I think our setters just run a really good offense. Our middles are super active, and so they give me a lot of space to work with at the net.
Playing here with the Triple Crown happening in tandem, what does this weekend just mean for the sport of volleyball?
It's awesome. We're getting to see volleyball from, you know, the youth level all the way up to the pro level. And so hopefully all the youth players come out and get to see this and hopefully aspire to be like us one day.
Logan, thank you so much. Congratulations, a great match.
Thank you so much.
Another epic performance from the former NCAA National Player of the Year. And look at these. What stands out to you on her performance tonight?
Constantly pushing, constantly improving, really working that line shot here tonight. She did it from the front row, she did it from the back row, and you could see the confidence level of both Carly Lloyd as well as Kaha Aina Torres grow in number 33 over the course of that match.
Taking a look at our brackets tomorrow, 2 more matches on tap. Omaha had a bye today. They will face Houston. Atlanta, top seed, had a bye. They are going to face this Austin team. It is going to be fantastic volleyball yet again. It all starts at 5:30 Eastern Time on ESPN+. What a day of action today. You'll get to see a couple of more Olympic medalists tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. For Kevin Wong, Michaela Chester, and our entire crew, I'm Anne-Marie Anderson. Join us tomorrow as the Love Classic continues with Houston taking on Omaha at 5:30 Eastern.
We hope to see